Hi, it's Alaska Granny. As preppers, we likely have lots and lots of pinto beans in our stockpile. How do we spice them up? What if we just have plain beans? We can reach into our seasonings and spices, mix a few together to make Fiesta Pinto bean seasoning mix. I suppose you could try it with other beans as well, but I tend to use it with pinto beans. When you want to make your Fiesta Pinto bean seasoning mix, spoon a variety of seasonings into a small jar or a bowl, and then you mix them together. Then you add the seasoning mix from your jar. Because you're not going to use the whole jar, you have a mix made up so that you can use it many times. So whether you have dried pinto beans, cans of pinto beans, maybe you've already cooked some up and you have them in the freezer, this Fiesta Pinto bean seasoning mix is going to be just right for you. First, know that you need to prepare the beans ahead of time or use a can of beans. I don't add this mix when I'm cooking pinto beans in my crock pot. I go ahead and cook them and then I add the seasoning mix at the end. Let's go ahead and stir together the Fiesta Pinto bean seasoning mix. To make the Fiesta Pinto bean seasoning mix, I'm going to combine 2 teaspoons of salt, 1 tablespoon of cumin, 1/2 tablespoon of chili powder, 1/2 tablespoon of garlic powder, 1/2 tablespoon of onion powder, 1/2 tablespoon of paprika, and 1/2 teaspoon of sugar. I'm going to measure all of those seasonings into a small container, stir them together, and then they're going to be ready to use with my pinto beans. 2 teaspoons of salt, 1 tablespoon of cumin, 1/2 tablespoon of chili powder. If you don't have a 1/2 tablespoon measuring spoon, it's 1 1/2 teaspoons. 1/2 tablespoon of garlic powder, 1/2 tablespoon of onion powder, 1/2 tablespoon of paprika, and 1/2 teaspoon of sugar. The nice thing about making your own spice mixes is that you can add or subtract ingredients that you like. Then you're just going to stir it all together and it's ready to use. 1 pound of dried pinto beans is approximately 3 1/2 cans when they're already cooked. So when you're using Fiesta Pinto bean seasoning mix, I would use 2 to 3 teaspoons in a pound of cooked beans, and 1/2 to 3/4 of a teaspoon when I use just 1 can of already prepared beans. Okay, I have my can of pinto beans heating on the stove. I'm going to add about a 1/2 teaspoon. You can add 3/4 depending on how spicy you like your beans. And I'm just going to stir them around and heat them through. And it's that simple to have some Fiesta pinto beans. Now once they're heated through, how do you serve your Fiesta pinto beans? How about a nice scoop of hot rice? Top it with some of your Fiesta pinto beans. I like to top it with Colby Jack cheese. And then however you like to serve your beans and rice. Maybe you want fresh tomatoes or onions, whatever you have on hand that makes it spicy and special for you, that's what you could add on top. Another way to serve it is to make a burrito. On a tortilla, spoon some of your Fiesta beans. I like a cheese on my burrito. And if you really want to kick it up a notch, you can always add your favorite kind of hot sauces, but you may not need it because this has already been spiced. Roll up your burrito. I'm not a pro. And dinner is served. Look through your basic seasonings and spices, and likely you have the ingredients to make this Fiesta Pinto bean seasoning mix. It's a great way to save money. We all want to save money and we want to make our food palatable. We want to make the basic foods that we've stored more interesting so we don't get food fatigue. And you know, as preppers, we've stored lots of rice and beans. Having options and ways that we can prepare them so that we're not only used to eating them, but we might find ways we really enjoy them. Let's go ahead and try this Fiesta Pinto beans with rice. Yum. It's amazing how just a few little sprinkle of spices can really make something much more flavorful. The problem with burritos when I wrap them is you need 2 hands, and once you start eating them, you really can't put them down because they are troublesome. Leave it in the comments below. What other ideas do you have for your beans so that we can learn from each other on ways to make our basic food storage stockpile food items palatable, enjoyable, while we're also being economical. I hope you'll like my video, share it, please subscribe to the Alaska Granny channel. Let us know if you try it with rice or in a burrito, which one do you like better?